Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of creating this Moinet watch inside of my 2018. So what we're going to be doing today is changing some probably of the major topology changes here to make sure things match. So if I go into the other version of my here, I took a screenshot of these pieces here and some things that we can use as a reference just to make sure that we can get our outer pipe thing looking like it's supposed to, and making sure these scales properly, and I use things like the gears and this middle thing to help make everything exact. So let's not change those pieces and go into Maya here. I'm going to go into my top view and I'm going to change this. Actually, I don't know why I closed that just now, to the latest screenshot. So that will be screenshot. Actually, you know what? I think I can do date modified and just be able to select the latest one. So we're going to be doing that from now on. That'll help things a lot easier. And then I'm just going to bring this over to here and try and fit the scale. So what we can do to help is maybe match these screws that we made up a bit better. It's kind of hard to see with all these things going on, but I do believe that this is pretty matched up. Although we could maybe scale it in a bit more. Make sure that it's all matched. That looks not equal. But the gears are matched, but don't think the rest of these pieces are. And so one thing I'm actually going to do is probably change this screenshot to include some more pieces here, so we can have these gears used as a reference, and then how about the pieces inside that we created here, and that big piece that we did. If I can try and find it here. It was under here, this piece right here, this outer rim that we're going to be changing, and maybe something back here like these pieces to make sure everything matches up. So I'm just going to go back over here, press Q, and then Control 1, and like that. And I'm just going to take a screenshot of this, go back into Maya here, and quickly change this to the latest one. And now that we have more things to work with here, I keep on trying to match this, so something like this looks good. And then what I've realized is that these pieces we have here, I don't think they match up properly. I don't think much matches up. In fact, actually, one thing that's probably more important to match is the bigger pieces. So let's try and match these bottom things actually instead. So something like that is what I want. And then, as you can see, now things kind of match better. So let's try and go from here. In fact, I actually might scale it in a bit more just to kind of get these bottom things to match perfectly. So what we can do here is just delete the one on the left over there. That way we just have this piece, and kind of match this so it looks a bit better. So maybe if I scale this out more and match it with the hole, and it looks like this isn't perfectly done. So if I take a look at, whoops, Control 1, to kind of see what is going on here with that piece, it looks like it goes around there, and then we also need to put the thing into that. So there's that. Looks like it basically goes from here, and then it would go out and kind of match there, but it's not. So what we can do is maybe scale it out a bit like that, and then I want to see if we can just select all of these pieces and then kind of move that to there, and the bottom looks good. Can move this hole if it really matters that much to like here, and take a look to make sure this matches better, and I think it does now. And then we can scale pieces like this up. So I'm going to select that, and then I don't think it's going to scale right now. So let's see, I'm going to have that selected, and I'm just going to combine them. That way I can scale this better, and scale this to, let's see, looks like gotta scale this outer piece, right? So something like this. matches. Okay, and then I'm going to go to mesh separate as well and combine those, or I mean center the pivots of both of these. So looks like we need to make all of these letters as well now one piece again. So that's kind of a hassle, but oh well. So just gonna select it all and combine those. Okay, and then center the pivot. So then that should be a proper size now, and I completely forgot about this thing, so let's just scale this out and then put it like where it would be. And now we're gonna do probably about the same for this inner one, which needs to be bigger as well to something that would fit. So like about here. Yep, that should match perfectly. So let's take a look. That looks good. And then we might do some scaling with these gears right here. Take a look. I think this needs to be bigger and pushed up more to like here. And then let's select everything inside here. Move that, and then scaling this. Is that really scaling properly? Ish. We can fix it though. Scale this to where it should be. So about, that looks good. Take a look. Yep, that should match perfectly. And see if in this one that this is going over that. Well, it looks like it would if it were to. And see how much is really coming in. Okay, I feel like this is going in a bit too much though. So maybe a bit lower, something like this would be good. And then, or at least actually until this matches inside of there. So something like that would be good. I'm trying to match these gears inside, as you can see. So I think that even matches that well. So this is going to help the watch look a lot better because we're going to actually see proper scale. And you know, I did not think about those, so we'll probably do that in another episode. But I don't know if I said I was going to make anything in this episode, but we are doing important stuff here. So just realized that I think, did we never take these end pieces in our image? Well, that's a pain. Well, what we can do is select these, select the big piece right here, although I feel like it did get selected. Maybe not, but in the meantime, let's press H on our big thing over here, and then this is going to be helpful because we can match this better, and then we can change the thickness a bit lower to like 0.3 maybe. And center, I'm going to center this as well, so center this to the center of that grid, and then bring this down. And probably scale it in a bit. And then just try and match this to fit this better. I think this will look good, so we can take a look here, and we can see that things are looking better. With this, I'm gonna save this, and then duplicate this over negative on the scale, or X scale, and then do that thing that we've done like 4 times now, where we're matching that to be exact. So that looks pretty good. So we have all of this done, and we need to figure out what we're going to do with that. So I'm actually just going to go back to here and reselect these parts that we're going to need to see again. So let's just Control 1, and these are big distinguishing pieces as well, so we can select these to help us. So Control 1, and then just take a screenshot, select this, check our time, okay, and then just take the latest one, and center the pivot of this, okay. Try and match this up, won't be too hard. I just want to make sure that these are the correct size, and I believe that they, or at least this one isn't, so if I match that up to where it basically should be, and select all of the ender pieces, so all of this, I should be able to just drag that out up to about like there, and then have these, make sure that is the hour hand, yeah. Just gonna move them to where they would be if we were following this image instead. So this is kind of a different episode, but it will really help us get the real look of this watch because it'll look a lot better. So seeing how this matches up. Don't think actually, I think we're not going to change that because we already have a good shape. You can take a look and see how this looks. Although the only thing I just don't like is how it doesn't go out the way it's supposed to. So maybe if I just select all of that and then just, let's see, I'm trying to fix these. I think in the next episode we'll fix the hour and minute hand. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe.